Okay, so I'm here at Curborough Sprint Course, which is a really tight, small track, in my Porsche Cayenne to see what it's like on track and to see if it really is a sports utility vehicle and it's as sporty as Porsche claimed it was when it came out, and if an SUV can be sporty. So I'm going to put the car into its sportiest settings. So sport mode for the suspension, which makes it as stiff as it can be, makes it unbearable on the road. I'm going to lower it down to its lowest mobile ride height. We'll go lower, but that's just for access. And then I'm also going to turn off the Porsche stability management, or the traction control. It also puts the gearbox into a slightly different setting. It allows it to launch from first. It always launches from second. It's moaning about washer fluid for some reason. And it holds onto the gears all the way to the red line. I'm going to put it in manual mode, which means I'm going to change gear on these little buttons here on the steering wheel. And yeah, we're going to see what it's like. I've already been out quite a bit already. It's bone dry. And it's an interesting experience. It's mightily impressive, and it's much quicker than I expected it to be in terms of the timed runs we're doing. But I wouldn't say it's the most rewarding car to drive, but I'll talk through it as I'm driving around now and talk through some of the challenges of trying to drive this 2.3 ton 4x4 around a twisty, tight track. Okay, here goes. We'll do a standing start. So it's an auto, obviously, so I can't get the revs up, so I'm going to stall the torque converter slightly with my left foot and go. Oh, sounds so good off the line. Lovely V8. So it handles very well. It corners very flat, which is very, very impressive. And the steering's also quite nice as well. You do feel like you're fighting physics, definitely. The biggest challenge I'm having with it is that the gear shift is so delayed. You're having to preempt when you want to change gear. So I'm having to change up about 5,500 and hope that it'll change up before the red line because of that delay. So I'm having to sort of think a second ahead of where I want to change gear. This corner's horrible, keep it straight. And another challenge I'm having on that corner in particular is the lock. So really having to adjust my hands on the steering wheel to get around some of these tighter corners, like now. Come on, we're going to get over the line, Not very quick, it's not very quick. Oh, about 70, 75, 77 miles an hour. It's an impressive machine, especially when you consider it can off-road, that it's a tall car. It's actually almost fun to drive. It's fairly sensible, you know, it's not very adjustable on the throttle, you know, it's not like the back end's trying to get out. The torque distribution for the four-wheel drive system's pretty even, so, you know, there's not too much fun to be had, but the grip is incredible, the body control's incredible. It's absolutely astonishing. The only issue is that I am averaging 4.6 miles per gallon, which in today's price is astonishing. I have half a tank indicated, and apparently I have 75 miles left of range. So from the outside you can really see how well the Cayenne handles and how good the body control is. It almost looks agile, particularly at this little twisty bit here. The grip is phenomenal on the Cayenne. It is a dry track, but on this 180 corner at the back, it resists understeer so well. Yeah, very, very impressive indeed. This is a sprint course. It's not particularly well suited to this type of car. You sort of drive at the top end of second, the bottom end of third. You're not really exploiting the power that well. Tiffnadell, when the Cayenne S first came out, took it round Anglesey in Wales. I think the car looks much better suited to that, and I can imagine a faster, more open track would be much better to exploit the Cayenne. The Cayenne handles remarkably well. It feels a little bit unnatural. You sat quite high up, it's quite stiff. How it handles is amazing, but it doesn't feel that rewarding or engaging. It's a bit easy to drive fast, but what an impressive car.